Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 484. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Siniti.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Yo!
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
What's up, guys? The band is back together.
We're back.
It's been a long week.
Made it.
Yeah, it's been crazy this last week. So yeah, it's good to be back. We got our we're going to do a little bit of a hype ranking for both the movie and the games cast, for those wondering. So we did this last year, if you remember right. We gave like assigned numbers to like games coming out and movies, and we're going to do, because of the games, the way that release dates have fallen. We know of a few release dates later in the year, but we really don't know much for the summer right now. So we're going to go up through May, and then we'll do the same thing for the movies, just up until May. Even though we know more of the movies, but we'll just go up at the same time. So look for us to redo this list. I think like May again, or mid-May or something like that. We'll do it again, and we'll rehype the summer essentially for you guys. So we'll get to that in a minute, but let's kick this off with what we've been up to, guys. I can kick us off. I re-upped for Netflix. Yep, they got me. Oh, you know what's great though? I found out if I don't pick the Ultra HD package, they give you that for free for the month anyways with the like middle subscription. So I paid the $12.99 that I used to pay, and I have my Ultra HD for this month, which I'm only keeping it planning for a month anyways. So yeah,
worked out.
Yeah. So I got that. I got Netflix. I watched The Witcher. I've watched only one episode of that because I was very intrigued with you. But I watched the first episode of Witcher, and I got to say it was fine. I don't know if it was amazing, but I mean, it was like, I don't know, reminded me very much of the video game, which is like, I guess people love this stuff. I don't know. So I thought that Henry Cavill was really good as Geralt. Is that Geralt?
Geralt.
Geralt.
I always say Geralt. But you know, I thought he was really good as him. He really obviously loves the character. I think the special effects, I think it looks fantastic. I just wasn't, I mean, this story wasn't so bad. I just wonder what the actual story is going to be for the show. So I feel like this was like a pilot almost. So enjoyed that. And then I started, like I said, I watched You, and I binged all of it. I watched all of You.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, no, I absolutely, I watched the finale of it earlier today. I took a half day because it's been such a long week.
Wait, is in first season or all of it?
All
of it. Okay.
I'm all the way through. I'm caught up. Which I got to say, like, in the beginning, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I will say in the beginning, like the first half of season 2, I'm like, what? This is okay. I'm kind of losing interest in this. And then I kind of like stuck with it, and then shit just hit the fan in the last few episodes. I was like, Jesus. And then, yeah, so I was just like, wow. I really like the finish of that more than I like the finish of season 1, but I think I like season 1 overall better. But I think I love the plot twists in 2, better, which is why I like the end of season 2 better. You guys have watched this? Mike hasn't yet, right?
I've watched the finale of both seasons.
Okay. You know the problem?
I have not watched it because, I don't know, it seemed really weird.
It is.
I didn't really want to get into it at the time.
My issues with this show is I just don't like the main character. Like Dexter, I was rooting for him, and this guy, I'm rooting against this guy constantly.
I mean, you're right, but at times I feel like they do. I thought a good job of making you want to root for him in certain aspects.
Yes.
Again, not everything.
The thing,
but
there's definitely, you have to be able to, like, when you have a anti-hero villain-esque main character, you have to give people the ability to just, like, for a split second be like, I could see where he's coming from.
Right. It's like, I'm not saying I agree with him, but I understand.
Overall,
I understand.
You never could agree with him except for like the side tangents he gets on. You're like, okay, he's doing something right here. I mean, I can see what he's trying. Like, what the guy that played Penguin in Gotham, Robin Lord Wright?
Taylor.
Is that his name? Robin Lord Wright? I don't know. Taylor, is that his name? I don't know. But he played Penguin in Gotham. He was in season 2, and his character is like makes you try to look at the main character's character more, like from a perspective of like, I understand what you're doing. You're a nice dude. You just make bad decisions. And I'm like, yeah, that's about sums it up.
Yeah,
So yeah. So I like this character a lot. But yeah, so I enjoyed that. Obviously, I watched all of it. Yeah. So now I'm going to be tinkering around with The Witcher a little bit, and
Don't you think they do a really good job of his monologues, of like his inner monologues?
Oh yeah,
because I like how it starts out like so cool, calculated, just like yeah, like this is like a psychopath like inner mind. But then as the show goes on, like, and he has like the more like humane things where he's just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
just like,
I think he drops "oh fuck" a few times.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's some season 2 had some moments at the end there with like just craziness ensuing that I'm just like, wow, this is fucking crazy. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. Season 3 is not coming until next year, so I've got a lot of shows to fill up.
I thought they said soon.
Nope,
Didn't
2021.
Okay.
So yeah, I think, like I said, I'm gonna start something else now. I think I'm gonna probably try to check out some anime on Netflix because I have the rest of the month here, and it's I kind of have that hunger for it.
Did you ever finish Demon Slayer?
No, I don't think I did. So I should get back to that. I also have Castlevania's next month, isn't it?
Next, 2 weeks.
March.
2 weeks, yeah. So I think I'm still good until the 13th or 14th. So I think so I got time. I can watch Castlevania, I think. So all right, and that's pretty much it for me. That's been my last 2 weeks for that. Corey?
Oh, let me think. Actually, I haven't really got to watch too much since the last podcast. Lock and Key came out, which I'm really excited for. I really want to watch that, but I didn't get a chance to yet because I wanted to dedicate some time to it. But
I did disable the autoplay feature.
Oh, there you go.
I love that. Turning that off on Netflix is amazing.
But it's funny though, because Mike mentioned last week that I was watching or listening to after he downloads comedy specials. So it got me into I want to check out a couple of these comedy specials and things like that I've missed throughout the time. So I watched the new Dave Chappelle one because I hadn't seen it yet. I heard a couple of jokes here and there, but I just figured I'd watch that. So
yeah,
yep, that's really it right now. I haven't really watched too much other than we'll talk about later.
Jim Brewer's got a bunch of stuff. Like he's got a Patreon going and stuff. I've been watching a lot of his stuff recently. It's kind of he's a funny guy, and he's a Mets fan, so that's why I like him. All right, Mike, what have you been watching?
Well,
we had something I thought you were going to talk about, Jim, that we watched.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about it. Didn't mean to, but I did. That was this weekend. It's been such a blur. So we watched before Mike goes, we watched Sonic. Corey and I went to the theater on Sunday and decided to contribute our money towards the number one grossing movie of the week and number one grossing video game movie of all time. So yeah, we watched that and it was enjoyable. It was a little bit too kiddie-ish. Like there wasn't enough, I think, adult crossover kind of stuff. You kind of have to mix it.
Leaned younger.
Yeah, I liked Shrek. Like I always talk about Shrek as one of those because I thought it did a good job crossing over for all generations to kind of laugh at. This was kind of more a little too kiddie-ish with it, but it was a very good movie. And Jim Carrey goofy Jim Carrey. We just don't get enough of that anymore. And it's something that I'm watching this movie, and during the movie, I'm like, I miss this. Like, I want this character. I want Ace Ventura again. Like, I want this goofy character back for something. I think the time is now for him to reboot those characters with us, because he did such an amazing job, kind of mixing. I mean, I almost, believe it or not, felt a lot like the Grinch character that he did, obviously with no outfit, but. With not Dr. Wily, Jesus, Dr. Robotnik. I won't say Dr. Wily.
Wow.
Dr. Robotnik's what you would expect him to be his persona of, and it was kind of a great mix. That's right. I was just talking about Robotnik's mix, Jim Carrey's performance. Yeah. I kind of compared him a little bit to his Grinch character, but it was because I think it was very similar, just like the way he acted.
I think this was more classic Jim Carrey.
I liked, but I did say that. Yeah, I want Ace Ventura again. I want another Ace Ventura.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this wasn't as extreme as that, but he was very cartoony villain in this, which fit well with the character. Because you had mentioned, I was we're both thinking, obviously the whole time is if this released with that rat creature, it would not have worked. This would have been the same movie, but that more realistic Sonic would not work here.
It wouldn't have been cartoonish enough.
Because Jim Carrey is so animated and so cartoony that it just would have been weird to see this animated thing on screen that was supposed to be look real. But since he was cartoony, it fit really well. And actually, I thought that the movie was much better for it.
Yep. I think so.
It was good. It wasn't amazing Lego movie. Wow, this is amazing. This is how you make a kids movie, and
it's no must see. What's up?
What would you say?
Yeah.
Like a B?
A B. I would put it on the same level as
B
Detective
minus
Pikachu.
maybe.
Okay.
Tony,
C
I put it the same
plus.
level as Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's what.
exactly the same feelings for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna blow the doors off of anything, but it's like based off a video game property. Like this is what
Yeah.
this is better than what you would hope for.
Very solid.
Right.
Very
Okay.
solid.
Especially from Sonic the Hedgehog. Like
Yeah.
this could have gone very
mean,
badly. And
I have
they
to say
did this
that
job.
During it, I was thinking like how much Tony and I have made fun of Sonic the Hedgehog so much compared to Mario, but
And they did a good job with like giving like reasons for his rings, like why he collects these
Yes,
rings.
yes.
Oh, yeah. There's lore.
they did a good job. Yeah,
If it's the Sonic lore.
they absolutely have some. Yeah, I mean, I
And
would love
they
to,
absolutely do a Quicksilver X-Men.
They have
Or
they have
like
an X-Men
money
sequence.
shots. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
They have music playing. They absolutely 100% do that.
Yeah, and
So.
it's cool. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I'll try to see it this week. I think.
Yeah, it's worth. I mean, it's worth a look for video game fans. I wouldn't say it's a must-see movie, but
If you have like A-list, absolutely.
yeah,
Well, yeah,
A-list,
yeah.
absolutely go check it out.
I
Mike,
think this is the last month I have A-list. So I'll go
Mike,
check
I would
it out.
say matinee it if you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
it's
see if I
worth
can.
$12 for sure.
Yeah, so we got Dolby Cinema. It was pretty good sound, good picture. Like I said, Jim Carrey's best part of the movie.
Did they actually ever use any of the Sonic music in the game
Yes.
Yes.
or the movie? I said the game.
Yeah,
The Sonic, there's like you do get like the Green Hill Zone music.
Oh, classic. Yeah,
Yeah.
classic. All right.
So, there's a lot of good throwbacks. There's a lot of Easter eggs in there for fans of Sonic. There's,
Absolutely, yeah. You
there's a
mentioned
couple of. We're not sure. There was a couple of pokes with of plumbers, but we're not sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
there's a mushroom world.
Yeah.
that they talk about.
there's a mushroom world. All right, Mike, what are you watching? Sorry.
So I actually watched one of my bucket list movies.
Whoa.
Took me 2 nights, but I did
Wow.
it. So in 2 sittings, I watched Blade Runner, the original Blade
Oh,
Runner.
wow.
Oh.
Nice. So I gotta know what you think now. Watching it today,
Which
spoilers,
version
I
did
still,
you
I still
watch?
need to watch it.
Director's cut?
spoilers.
Final Cut, I believe.
Okay.
Final Cut,
That's
yeah.
the one that's on Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
What's most interesting to me is, I believe at least this was pretty much the inspiration for most of these futuristic dystopian settings we see, and stuff like Deus Ex, what we're going to get in Cyberpunk, Perfect Dark. I saw a lot of Perfect Dark in there too.
anytime I played like the Deus Ex games and stuff, I feel like they absolutely took from this world. I mean, like that's the inspiration.
Oh,
for
like
it.
you're like the
Yeah.
neo-futuristic,
Mhm.
Yeah.
dystopian future. It spawned it
Not
all.
that they didn't exist in like storybooks, but like to see the visualization of it and what they put into the game.
Give it a style. Like, make
Yes.
it a
Yeah.
style.
Yep.
So I definitely saw how it inspired a bunch of things. As far as like the actual content of the movie goes, it's a decent. It's definitely a film noir, like first almost more than maybe like it's just film noir in a sci-fi setting. Although a lot of it is about the whole concept of replicants and all the rules surrounding them. And once you get into the rules and stuff, then that's the sci-fi stuff, and you're trying to figure out what differentiates. So it's an interesting story aspect of that, and then there's the whole controversy, which I guess I don't want to delve into about like, is Deckard a replicant too much until I see the second one.
I want to go see that stuff. I want to see that. Go see it. I have it. I have to see
I
it.
think that's also on Netflix, so I might watch that sometime soon.
Number 3 on my top 10 of the decade, I think.
Yeah, I do remember. Maybe that's why subconsciously that I decided to watch it, because you might have mentioned that. But yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Harrison Ford, and while this doesn't-
It wasn't number 5. Number 3 was your name. I just went back checked. Number 5, top 5 though. It's a great film. So, and I'm sure you'll appreciate it more after watching the first one.
Yeah. So, no, but I did like it. I understand that some people say it's a little slow, and it's not like, a big action thing. It isn't like,
Mhm.
Indiana Jones or Star Wars or nothing like that. This is a more reserved, sort of quiet Harrison Ford.
Right.
No,
It's interesting because when you think of the title Blade Runner, Harrison Ford, and robots and like stuff, it's like, well, this is gonna be an action movie, and it's like completely not.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I realized that they're not really robots either. Kind of, they're more like clones. At least the Nexus 6 models. See, I've got into all the stuff all the differentiating factors. So yeah, I liked it, but yeah, it did take me 2 nights because I don't normally sit and watch movies.
It's long too, the final cut. So.
It wasn't that long. It was only about 2 hours.
Really?
I think the director's cut's the 3-hour one.
Director cut is probably
Yeah.
longer. I did sort of get the sense here and there that some parts had somewhat abrupt cuts.
Just imagine how incoherent the first movie was. Like, I can't go back and watch that, but I remember hating
theatrical?
it. I remember hating it.
Apparently, they used to have a shit ton of voiceovers going on the whole time, and that's not in the final cut at all.
No.
So there's a lot of different versions of this movie. Apparently, the consensus now is the final cut's the best one to watch, which is
Okay. I thought it
probably
was director's.
You'd hope so.
Mixing it up. Yeah.
which is probably why it's on Netflix right now. So no, but I liked it, and I'm looking forward to watching the second one.
Yeah. All right.
Just gonna.
Cool.
The only thing that makes the world like unrealistic is the fact that it supposedly happened this last November.
Yes.
But other than that, pretty interesting sci-fi world.
All right. Cool. Anything else?
I'd say.
All right, Tony.
What I do? Let me see. So I watched Disney's live action Aladdin the other day.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I still haven't seen that yet.
It was on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It was all right. You know, like I think it's just I'm in that camp where just the animation is just so well done that it's kind of like, did we really need this? And I'm not saying like it doesn't deserve to exist, but it's just like for me, it didn't hit the notes that I expected out of it. Like,
Did you feel like Will Smith brought something to the character or no?
I think he did, like his own, unique little
spin.
twist. Like it's more of like, I mean, I don't want to.
His own Big Willie style.
Yeah, it's more of a like, whereas Robin Williams' Genie is like really like goofy and comical and just kind of out there. Will Smith's Genie I felt was like more like, loose with his lips and had some like low key burns and whatever, like stuff you would expect out of Will Smith. So I actually appreciated that. And I would have actually liked to see more because I feel of the entire cast, he was clearly like the character that was giving it a great performance, in my opinion. Yeah. Everybody else, like the main character, the guy that was Aladdin, just no offense to him, but like he just cannot hold a scene. Like he just doesn't have that charisma or star power. Yeah. Which I was like, wow, this dude is Aladdin. I was like, okay.
No, weren't they clamoring for trailers? You like look at him and you're like, this is not like, how is he gonna capture the eye of the princess? Like,
exactly. It's like really.
Weren't they saying like Jafar, the guy who got cast as Jafar, should have played Aladdin, and then they should have cast Jafar as an older guy?
Yeah, I could see that.
That's what I heard from originally when they first were making this movie. I remember right. But,
yeah, I could definitely see that. And the other thing is too is like the musical notes, because it's most of the same ones, and they had like one or two new ones, I think. The new ones are fine, but like the old ones, and I just don't think it hits the same highs as the original.
You know what I think it was like for me is that there's no magic in the performances where like the cartoon go crazy and like you get that never had a friend like me and he's doing all these crazy like things, and in this it's just them like singing it. Like there's not that big spectacle that happens in the cartoon,
right? Like I want that spectacle. Like you definitely need that, especially with Prince Ali. Like that is my favorite sequence of Aladdin. Like we're just him going nuts in the streets of the
parade. Yeah,
exactly. And they just didn't have that. But I mean, it was okay. Like, I'm not offended that they made it. It just, I'm not the target audience for it and stuff like that. To
be fair, I think they did a good job with it, like making it its own thing almost. Yeah. Whereas the Lion King was just straight shot for shot.
Right. Exactly. And I heard that they might be announcing a sequel kind of soon. So I'd be interested in where that goes if they follow if they follow like the return of Jafar. Yeah, right. The return of Jafar.
Well, the thing is,
they're doing their own story. They said so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing based on the sequels.
Or the TV show?
I don't know about the TV show, but they said nothing based on the sequels.
Is that on Disney Plus? Because I actually used to watch as a kid, but I don't really remember much of it.
What I remember mostly is Iago became a good guy in the TV show.
Yeah.
That was the big difference. But I also remember
I remember enjoying that show quite a bit on Disney, but I don't think it's on Disney
Return
Plus.
Jafar being bad, and then the third one was like the King of Thieves or something.
They have come out. They came out last week and said they are going to base the sequel on their own story.
Okay, so, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fine. I'd be interested in where the sequel, goes. Especially if it's a new direction. And then I finished. I went back to and finished The Good Place season 3.
Nice.
Because I heard, season 4 and the series just ended, so I want to watch that. But apparently now it's not on Netflix, and you have even Hulu doesn't have the first episodes. I got to figure out a way to watch that. But man, that show is just so awesome. I like it's clever and smart, but not pretentious smart. That just to me,
the Janet like episode is awesome.
Oh, I know, dude. I love that. That actress, I always loved her, everything about her. But when she was impersonating everybody, especially Jason, oh my boy, it's just spot on, A++, bravo to that actress. But yeah, that's a really good show, and I'm excited to start seeing 4. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Okay, cool. All right, let's get into, like I mentioned, the box office real quick. That's Sonic at number 1 at 57 million. Birds of Prey was number 2, 17.1. Sonic has beaten that. The 4-day run of Sonic beat Birds of Prey.
Not going to do well.
Yeah.
It's not called Birds of Prey anymore, Jim.
Harley Quinn. No, it's called Harley Quinn Birds of Prey.
Did you know that I think part of the reason the marketing was so poor, and unfortunately, is because I think Margot Robbie had a lot to do with the marketing.
Oh, really?
Of the movie. She was had a lot of say as to how it was marketed and stuff like that.
Ooh.
So
well, that's the last
unfortunately,
time that say. Unfortunately,
that's one of those things where it's you let the marketing team do their job.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
Especially when Suicide Squad was just okay. I hated that movie, but the marketing was great.
Marketing was fantastic.
Marketing was fantastic.
The color scheme and the logo, just everything about it before it came out. And I still liked it.
I don't know about that. I recall us thinking, oh, holy crap, this looks like shit when we saw that photo of everyone. No, that photo of everyone in their costumes, and it looked just remember that from Suicide Squad?
Oh, I mean, I'm talking about stills. That's one thing. I'm talking about the trailers.
And the music and stuff.
Right, the music,
really good. We all made fun of some kind of Suicide Squad. I mean, everybody made fun of that, but as far as the trailers and the musical accompaniment, I think it was a good job with that.
If she was involved in a lot of the marketing for this, I could see the respect out of the thing of saying, let's not make this about my character because it's about all of us.
You haven't seen it yet, Jim. The movie should have been called Harley Quinn from the start.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Fantasy Island was number 3. Photograph at number 4, and Bad Boys for Life at number 5. Call of the Wild opens this week. That's the Harrison Ford.
Yeah. But I saw
Jack London book.
I can't get past the fake dog in that.
I know. I keep seeing. I wanted to see this, but I actually wanted this. I was interested in seeing it, but I'm it's not only because I'm an A-list. I would probably wouldn't pay to see this one, but I was interested in seeing it. Plus, it's Harrison Ford, and I'm like, okay. But then I see the preview, and the dog
just over it when it hits Disney Plus as well.
I know the dog is so animated, it's CG, and it's just I can't not see that. But all right, let's get into quick news here, then we'll get into our topic. Last week, some awesome news hit. I wanted to go over this real quick. Was the Heman news on Netflix? We had the voice actors list revealed, which I don't think I pasted in the chat, in the movies chat. I didn't. No, it's in our regular chat. But man, what a cast of voices.
Speaking of Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah. So it starts off with your lead, Skeletor, your villain, Mark Hamill, voicing Skeletor. I mean, for me, I'm a He-Man fan, obviously, growing up. I've been psyched about this since I heard Kevin Smith was taking it over.
Do you think he's going to just sound like Joker too much, though?
Yeah. I think he'll have an inspiration from the Joker, I think.
Because, remember him as... Hobgoblin, who pretty much sounded like Joker.
Yeah. And if you listen to his... he did some rooster guy on Woody Woodpecker. Because I know his voice. I'm sitting there cooking eggs in the morning for breakfast, and Ari's watching Woody Woodpecker, and I'm like, that's Mark Hamill. I know Mark Hamill's voice. I had to look him up, and I'm like, yep, he did this voice. But he has a distinct voice. But I think it works well as Skeletor if you think about it. I think it would be really good. But Lena Headey as Eva Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Michelle Gellar out of left field as Tila.
Her and Freddie Prinze, they do a lot of voices. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they happen. I was shocked to see that.
Freddie Prinze was in Mass Effect, remember?
He was also in Star Wars. What's the new one called? Not the new one, the older new one.
Rebels.
Thank you. All I could think of was the Resistance. I was like, it's not Resistance.
I mean, you got Chris Wood is playing He-Man. I don't really know much of his work.
I'm sure he's good.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of voice acting, I have to shout out to the guy who did Sonic's voice. He did a great job.
Oh yes, he did. Yeah, that's the guy from Parks and Rec.
Right.
He's great in Parks and Rec, but great job with Sonic's voice. This is the coolest news though. Alan Oppenheimer, who is the original Skeletor voice, is doing the Moss Man, which is really cool. They did that. Obviously, Mark Hamill taking the Skeletor role, I think, is awesome, but having the original voice actor in, and as I said in the chat, like the guy who did He-Man, which was John, I can't remember his last name now. He doesn't do anything. Like, he doesn't do conventions. He doesn't do, because he's just like, he doesn't like the limelight. He doesn't want any attention. He did his role, and that was it. I'm hoping maybe they can get him back as like a cameo or something for a character. But yeah, you got Alicia Silverstone, Queen Marlena, Justin Long, Jason Mewes, of course, because we got Kevin Smith. Movie.
And, well, I mean,
I like how they gave Jason Mewes Stinkor. I'm sure he's going to love that. Phil Lamar, I had no idea how many voices this guy does. He's been in like every Star Wars cartoon. He's been in he does like every voice. He was Samurai Jack. Oh, and then obviously there's Harley Quinn Smith, which is Kevin Smith's daughter, as Lena. And then the man, my Batman, Kevin Conroy, doing Merman. There's a bunch of others with great voices, but Kevin Conroy, Merman, which I missed the first time I posted it. I was like, I didn't even realize that. And I was like, as I'm reading it that night, I'm bowling, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Kevin Conroy. I'm like, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, his name was way down the list. When
I was like freaking out of this list without even seeing his name. So this show, I cannot wait for this show. Instant subscription back to Netflix when the show comes out. Like, there's no question. So, the other bit of news we have, let's see. Good opening for that. We already talked about Sonic. She-Hulk. There's a She-Hulk show coming to Netflix. Disney Plus. Just a little bit of news that we'll be covering, like basically doing the faithful adaptation of her origin story in the comic books, for those wondering. I don't know her origin in the comic books, so I can't really help you all out here. But apparently it's faithful to that. It's interesting we're getting this character. Do we get Hulk in this show?
No, I don't think
Probably
their
not.
Paths cross all that much.
I
anyway.
feel like they'll try to keep Hulk very far away from this.
I mean, the rumor was that the Hulk is completely on hiatus now. Like, Universal's letting his rights are back to them, and they're.
We kind of talked about that last week. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just we put that in the news. So.
All right, and the big news of the week.
Before we want to do that, like Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement.
Oh, I forgot to put that on here. Rick fucking Moranis.
Crazy. I can't believe that.
People have been trying to get him out of retirement for years. He retired. Give him credit. He retired to be a father. Like he wanted to take that on and be a father, and he didn't act in movies. He didn't want to spend the time on that, and he was like dedicated to that. So yeah, it was announced last week that Disney has convinced him to come out of retirement for another Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, like a reboot of that, essentially. Right. Whatever that's going to be.
Josh Gad is playing his kid or something like that. Who shrinks his kids? I don't know.
But it's crazy.
Makes sense. I mean, it's probably why he's out of retirement. His kids are probably all grown up. So
it could be. I mean, there were rumors about him showing up in Afterlife Ghostbusters, and I really hope that means that we are going to get him in that movie, and it's like a tight-lipped secret. But there's like a whole bunch of things that like Mel Brooks was trying to get, and obviously Mel Brooks is a much older man now who can't really do much on his own now, but he was trying to get him out of retirement to do a Spaceballs sequel for forever.
Also one of the big reasons he left is because also his wife had passed away. And
his wife passed. There was tragic passing of his wife. That's right, yes. But that's why he focused on being a father. And
right.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't tell the whole story, yes. So, I mean, it's exciting to have him back, and I think that's I'm seeing this movie just because he's his first role back. I have to go, check that. It's like if Michael J. Fox was in a movie again, I'd probably see that, because he's just like, you have to see that. Obviously, he can't be at this juncture of his life, but it would be amazing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the last bit of news we have is Robert Pattinson's Batsuit was revealed via Matt Reeves, who's I just absolutely love that director, and he gave us a nice what the initial camera, what was it, the screen test for it. So he gave us that reveal on little tease on his Twitter account.
They probably are coming out ahead of the fact that they're probably shooting like now with him in the bat suit, and they don't want the first reveal to be on some camera
on some iPhone, with no special effects. So he gave that reveal, which was pretty cool. People have been like doctoring it up to have like a different color scheme so you can actually see the suit. So you get that, but I don't know. I think it looks a lot.
I don't know about it.
I think you love the Arkham City games.
I don't think it really looks like that. It's a lot of cheek.
I think it's a lot. It looks a lot.
You're talking about the suit or the cowl? Because there's totally different things.
I'm not talking about the cowl. I'm talking about the suit. The suit itself looks a lot like the Arkham games. It's very armored based, but it's plated like individual, so you can move a lot. I love the little story about the symbol on his chest is made from the gun that killed his parents.
That confirmed, or is that just a theory?
That was confirmed.
I don't even know where that came from, but people just said it immediately.
Yeah, that was confirmed.
It's a unique idea. It seems odd for him, but it's definitely different.
It's a symbol. He's always talking about a symbol. We've heard it with Christian Bale like forever. If I could be a symbol. Now we actually have that symbol.
I don't know.
The cowl itself, I like the styling of it. I think going with like a 40s, it's a 40s style Batman cowl, leather. I think I like it. I like it.
From what we've seen, because it's not like we've seen like a lot.
We haven't seen the whole.
What we've seen, I do like it as well. I think it looks cool and it's different. I like that it's different. That's the whole thing. Is I want each one of them to be their own. I don't want them to try to just copy what's been before.
I know, but like a lot of the gripes are that he's so small. I'm like, I kind of like that. He's not super small, but he's.
It's just again, it's sort of like the sort of looser head that looks smaller. It's not like,
again, we haven't seen like the whole thing. We haven't seen it, so it's still photos really. Essentially, it's just like he's barely moving. He just like lifts his head slightly. So we'll see. But from what I've seen, I like it. There has definitely been the Daredevil comparisons with the red. Sure. The red overlay.
I saw somebody do a cut with the music, the Daredevil the intro music. I was like, okay. When you play it like that, I was like, yeah.
I can see it. Yeah, I conceded that. Mike said it at first, and I was trying to say like, I don't know, and I'm like, the points you guys made, I'm like, I can see that.
It's not. Yeah, it's not just the red. It's just sort of the style of it too. It looks similar.
The cowl, especially the cowl, I think. Is...
Yeah. And that's because I think the leather look, and I do like that it's leather looking and it's got the stitching on it. I think that's cool considering we've always had like these hard helmet type cowls before.
It's sort of weird to me how we have the the more armored suit, but then the head is softer.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty like I kind of. For me, I think it's a unique idea there where, like, when you've seen the Christian Bale ones, they've always had the hard helmet stuff, and sure, they made it so that he could actually turn his head in the second one, but still, I like that this one's got, like, a little bit of a collar going on. Yeah, I'm excited.
I am, too. It's got me more excited. This is a nice little tease to get you, like, I want to see more, and, so I'm psyched for that, yeah, so.
Also, apparently, the Suicide Squad filming and stuff, they Harley Quinn is pictures of leaked, and she's in her black and red. It's like not her animated series one, but she's wearing black and red now because she's always been like pink and blue, I think, in the movies.
Okay.
But she's not in the Batman. It's Suicide Squad. Random thought. But I think talking about Batman stuff.
Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for news. Let's get into our topic, which is the hype rankings for movies from. Next month up until May.
I mean, I promised an anticipated list. This is what we're getting.
Yeah, I mean, it is anticipated. It's our hype for this. It's a smaller list. We're cutting it into portions, so you guys can get more of it later, like I said. But let's get into this topic, guys. The first movie coming out next month is Onward. That is the Pixar movie.
Right. Pat, Tom Holland.
Yeah, I saw it on the big board on Sunday when we went there, and I'm like, I want to see it. Pixar movies are, they're not as solid as they used to be, but they're on a good run now. So it kind of gets me excited that they're going to make a good film for this. I give it a 1 myself. I think that it's something that Yeah, I mean, I have interest. I will see it. Not only that, but it's good for a kids movie kind of thing, and I'm always looking for.
I mean, one is like
that's
you
what
don't
your
really
one
care about it,
means?
Jim.
Yeah.
I would think a 3 would be like in the middle.
No, I mean, I'd give it a. I'm interested in it. I mean, personally, I'm not sure how.
One is not interested, Jim. Let's talk about our scale here. Our scale is 1 to 5.
5 is like you're very interested. Like, if I'm gonna give a 5, like I'm gonna give like. I guess I could give it a 2. I give it a 2. I'll give it a 2.
No, I'm not telling you how you should rank your movie
give it a
thing,
2,
but when we have a scale of 1 to 5, and 3 is average between the two numbers, and you're saying
I don't like. I didn't think we were grading them. It's just like an interest level. It's like, is it a grade? I guess I don't know. I think it like
if we have a scale and you're at the bottom of your interest level,
I could give it a 0. I could give it a 0. I'm not giving it a 0. 0 means I have no interest in.
0 is like.
Go fuck
0 is
yourself,
below it. Yeah, 0 is like fuck this movie.
Okay, then I'm wrong. I always thought we were drilling like with movies you weren't. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a 3 then, because it's middle of the road for me. I am mildly interested.
Right.
Okay, I didn't know it was based on like A, B, C, D, E.
This is your number, Jim. So you decide how you want to.
But my scale is like I thought it was a normal scale. Like I have an interest in the movie. That's about it. I'm not like super hyped for it.
But
I'm just interested.
The thing is, 1 is the lowest you can do unless it's your 0.
Okay, got you. That's okay. Got it. All right. So I give it a 3 then. Mike, you gave this a 0?
Yes, I have no interest in this whatsoever. More than probably everything else.
All right, Tony, you want to give this a 2?
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. With Pixar, they're just so hit or miss. It's one of those things where like,
yeah,
if I still have A Pass or something like that, you know, I'll see it, or I'll just catch it eventually on Netflix or Disney Plus. But
yeah,
it's not. I'm like, ooh, can't wait for this movie to be released.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat on that. I like that it's original. Obviously, you know, the gluttony of sequels we get. Sometimes it is nice to see a sequel or an original story come out. But as far it's like I don't need to see this in the theater. I think, you know, if I'm above a 3, I would definitely want to see it in the theater. Here, I could definitely wait and be fine with it.
Yeah.
So 2 for me.
All right. 2 for Corey. All right. Quiet Place is the next movie coming out March 20th. I'm giving this my 0.
All right.
Wow.
This is a movie that I absolutely
Should not exist.
loved. Yes, that's why. I loved the first movie. It had a story to tell. It told its story. It's done. And I'm, you know, I don't really care that this is coming out. Personally. Okay. That's harsh, but it's true. Mike?
I gave it 1. I haven't seen.
Give it 0.
I haven't seen the first one. Maybe I don't know enough about it, but I don't have any plans to see this. Probably ever.
Well, I mean, like I said, I could see that being your 0. I thought that would be your 0 more than anything, but
I mean, I feel like if I saw the first one eventually, I might get to this. Like,
the first one should make you not want to see the sequel. Like, Tony,
I don't know.
Tony, you're giving this a 2?
Yeah, I mean, I still have to see the first one, but I mean, I like the premise and stuff.
Okay, so you haven't seen it. Yeah. Corey, have you seen the first one?
Oh yeah, I think. And
you're giving this a 3.
Yeah, so
like,
I think the first one was a fantastic film. I think that they did a great job with telling that story, and yeah, you don't need it. It's like The Last of Us too. You don't need that's over, right? That's what sure, absolutely. That's what you want to do. But for me, I'm curious to see what they do here, and I think John Krasinski, has, I don't think he would have done it.
He was excellent.
For some reason, I feel like this guy has, I can trust him. I don't know. I don't know him personally. I don't know him in real life.
I think he's snidering you. This guy. I think he's snidering you.
And, and
you're getting sucker punched for it.
He's got no, he's not doing that bad. And I think the acting was fantastic, and they got the same.
Oh, sure it was. So, absolutely, it was. Yeah. Him and his wife in this movie were fantastic together. It's just
Emily Blunt's great. So I'm definitely I'm giving it a 3 because I'm definitely interested, but I'm not over the moon for it or anything. But I do want to see where they go. I do want to see where they take it because again, it was a complete film. They left a lot up to the imagination that you can just kind of fill in. But yeah, it was definitely there.
Yeah. It's funny as I use my 0. The more I hear about Mulan, the more I don't have much interest in this movie. It's now PG-13. The lead actress is.
This was your most hype movie before, if I remember from.
I know,
Disney.
but the lead actress is for Chinese occupation of Hong Kong. It's PG-13, which means like I'm thinking like I have a 7-year-old in this house that loves Mulan. How am I supposed to bring her to this movie?
Be a bad parent.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm giving this a 1 because there was already that thing
Out of
going for
spite.
the actress. Yeah, and then not to say I won't see it, but I probably will not see this opening weekend. So, and that's why I'll give it a 1 because I will see it, but I don't plan on seeing Quiet Place 2 at all. So in terms of the movies we're going to cover today, this is like my least interest in them. We're getting to another one in a second, but which I will explain why I would change. But so I give it a 1. Mike?
I gave it a 1 just because I only seen like half of the animated movie, and Ashley doesn't like this one, so we're not going to see it.
Okay.
What? How does she not like Mulan?
She just doesn't like it. I don't know.
There's no Mushu in it, so.
Oh yeah, that's part of it.
Tony, you gave it a 1?
Yeah, I mean,
You couldn't give it a 0 because something else is.
Yeah, couldn't give it a 0. So yeah, it's just kind of like for the reason you mentioned, like the main actor is just so pro China and is like, that feels really bad, and I gotta at least try to be consistent with my boycott. Some of that stuff. It's like, I can't support that kind of stuff. So
absolutely, see.
Fuck this.
Corey gave it a 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2, and again, it feels bad that main actress is, pro China in this stance.
Is she Chinese herself?
I would hope so.
Yes, she is.
But as far as
it's a little different, then, isn't it?
No,
it's just
the
she's
thing
being
is,
a nationalist.
she's not the only person in this movie, though. So it's like I do want to support the movie because of what the movie is, but at the same time,
the more I hear about this, like for her, the more like she's kind of tied with this because I've heard that it's very hard for like Chinese actors and to get recognition, and I think the government actually helps them get.
Well, I mean, it's a dictatorship, so.
Yeah, so she's got that. It's like a line the pockets kind of thing. She needs to kind of support the people that got out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's an unfortunate time right now. But it seems like China's getting their karma.
Sure, absolutely. Oh yeah. Oh god. All right, New Mutants.
All right, let's do this, guys.
I'm dropping this. This is gonna be crazy, guys. I'm dropping a 4.
What?
Oh my god, I matched Corey. Oh, we matched.
What?
Okay, let me explain. Let me explain. First of all, I would not use a 5 on this whatsoever, but because this movie has been in fucking hell for so long, I have to see what this is.
Okay.
I have to do it. Like, it's a train wreck. You can't turn away. You have to see it. I have to go. I have to see this movie. It's just, I'm like the premise of itself, like obviously this movie's not going anywhere. But Maisie Williams is a great actress. That too. But overall, like my reasoning is like, I make fun of this movie nonstop to the point where I have to see it because as long as it's bad, I'll feel great about the whole thing. But if it's a good movie, I'll be like, man, I really hated this movie. Like I hated it a little hard on this. It's probably gonna be horrible, but I have to see it for that reason. So I give it a 4.
Yeah, no, I'm it's kind of like what you were saying earlier, Tony, with the whole gotta stand by my guns.
That's why you dropped a 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna 4 on it because, I mean, there was a point when this movie most everybody thought it was not going to happen anymore. It's going to get shelved. And initially, that first trailer was very intriguing. I was very interested in what they were doing with this whole like departure from normal, mutant. Like we saw Logan's like, oh, they're taking a totally different approach to the X-Men universe here, and Deadpool different approach to the X-Men stuff. And then New Mutants is like again taking it into a different genre. It's almost like they're making their own mutant movies in different genres, kind of what Marvel was doing with their own stuff. And it's like, yeah, it seems interesting to me. And they must have done a lot of work on this film. I hope that they did at least, because why did it not get released? So I am very curious. To the same reasons you were saying, Jim. I gotta see what's going on here.
Gotta see it.
Nope.
Mike.
For good or for ill.
Yeah.
So for me, I gave this a 2. Because there's really nothing. It's not my characters I'm interested in. We don't think they're gonna go anywhere. But for this to still be around, there's got to be something to it, right? And also, the whole idea now we're seeing these sort of alternative takes on the superhero genre have been pretty interesting lately. So I'm giving it a chance. Two means I might see it if someone drags me there. I'm not going to seek it out.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm giving it a chance, but I'm not interested.
Corey and myself are going to see it. So here we go. I'm dragging you there, Mike. So, Tony, you gave your 0.
Yeah, this movie shouldn't exist.
It's exactly what we think it is.
Let's go get that Dennis Green clip out.
Yeah.
They are with you. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, Tony. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
It should be a 0, but like I said, I have to see this movie. I thought about giving
it's a 0 or it's high. That's what it is.
Yeah. I thought about giving it a 3, but I don't think it states enough the fact that I have to go see this movie. That's why I said a 4. I would not give it a 5 though. In fact, I don't think this podcast I'm going to drop a 5. So.
Yeah, by the way, we're only going up to May, right? You guys, and the movie. We should probably tell when these movies come out.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't do that. I was doing it at the beginning. Onward was March 6th. Quiet Place was the 20th, which I mentioned. Mulan's March 27th. New Mutants is April 3rd. The new movie we're covering now is No Time to Die. That's the new Bond movie. That's April 10th. And that's a movie I'm giving a 3 to. Just when I thought I was out, I've heard that Daniel Craig's character will die in this movie. That's what I've heard.
Daniel Craig's character. Who could he be playing? I
don't know, because it's not James Bond anymore. I'm fine with him. I'm ready to move on. And I think the enticement for me is I still like the Bond movies a lot. I'm ready to go to somebody new, but I think hearing that his character James Bond might be killed in this movie, actually adds a different level of interest for me. That's why it's not a 2, but I make it a 3. So I'm going to give it a 3, and I'm hoping it's good. Like I said, I really like the James Bond movies. I've said this I don't know how many times in this podcast. I've been so disappointed now. Not disappointed, but I'm ready to move on with Daniel Craig's version of James Bond. That it is time to die. So that's intended. Mike, what'd you give it?
I gave it a 2. I could see it, I guess. I've watched every other Craig Bond so far. Skipped Solace and whatever the last one was.
Mike, I'm dragging you to this one too. We'll find a time.
I mean, these types of movies I do kind of like, but again,
exactly. They're still
they're no Pierce.
Yeah, they're not your Bond, but they're still James Bond.
In a way, I don't have. The disconnect with this whole thing where you have him being so serious and angry, and then you have the goofy villain still. It's just I can't. I don't know.
James Bond has goofy villains, man.
I know that, but that's when everything else is kind of goofy too, and it makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. So I'll give it a 2. I mean, I could see it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to see it.
All right, Corey.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fuck this James Bond. He could go to hell.
You're not giving it a 0 though. You're giving it a 1.
No, it's
reserving that 0 for something else.
Yeah, we don't know. We got 1 0, but I'm giving it my 1. Giving it a 1 because I really don't care. Although from the trailers, this one is more interesting than the other ones, and I do really like the new James Bond girl actress. She was in Knives Out. She was fantastic in that.
Yeah.
So I wonder how long she lasts before she dies in this.
Yeah.
The other one
at least 30 minutes.
But yeah, so I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but I have no interest in seeing this anytime soon.
You're saving that 0 for next half. So again, reminder everybody, we're going up through May, and these are big movies only. We're not covering the indie films. So we'll do the next half of the list in May, and everybody's some people can reserve that 0. I'm happy where my 0 is. So I'm perfectly fine with this. You can drop a 7, right? Yes, you can. Yeah, I don't see any of these movies, and there's a lot of quiet. We talked about this year. It's not as big of a movie year for me coming out. I don't feel like there's really a 7 on this list at this point, but as we get closer, maybe that changes for me.
There is 7 on this list for me.
Oh, hey.
But we might not hear about it today.
No, I mean, there's 2 options for me on this as a 7 right now. As we get closer, I'll have hyped on this, and I might change it. But, anyways, Tony, No Time to Die.
1. Fuck James Bond. Just
I don't see your
not
one.
a fan.
Did you close the list?
No.
Oh, there it is. It was highlighted. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no. Fuck James Bond. It's just a relic of the past. Doesn't deserve to be around anymore. Hasn't modernized. Hasn't grown out of its formula from
It tried to modernize,
5 decades.
and then it didn't.
Yeah.
Like, it tried.
It did a few times, but
Yeah.
It went
then just
trendy, actually.
Mhm.
That's what happened with Craig. It was like, ooh, gritty time. And now everyone's over that. So,
I just can't be bothered to care.
All right. So I don't have a score yet for Black Widow's next. It's May 1st. I'm not super like hyped for this movie, and I'm thinking 2.
Do this.
I'm thinking 2.
Okay.
So because I'm not.
Go with your first instinct. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like
oh, what you got?
I've watched the previews for it. I know it's a Marvel movie. I know I probably will love it, but if I don't see it like immediately, I won't be upset. I feel like right now, you know what I mean? Like it's not like an opening day movie for me. I don't know what it is about it. I like the character.
Maybe it's because they ended the character story already.
Yeah, that might be it. I think that's it. I think that's it.
For me, that takes a lot of the juice out of it.
Yeah, like we know we're gonna get we're getting an explanation as to why we're getting another Black Widow, probably, right? That's what we're getting in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we're getting. It's not a spoiler because I'm guessing, just so you all know.
Just fan theory. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a theory. So Mike, you gave it a 2 as well.
Yeah, again, like I don't like the whole prequel idea. I've mentioned this time and time again, and we know it has to be. And I don't know, it's not that interesting of a character for me anyway. We have this type of character all over the place, and I don't know. It's just one of these unessential sort of Marvel movies for me, but it's still probably going to be decent because they have a certain quality that they do pretty consistently. So it's a 2.
Okay. Tony, 3.
Yeah, I gave it a 3. I mean, in the best from what we've seen right now, it gives me some light Winter Soldier vibes. But worst case, it's like I don't know if Scarlet can carry an entire movie as Black Widow. She's always been a great supporting cast member as the character, but main, I have some doubts. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, Corey, you gave it a 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I'm more excited for the supporting cast actually, but we've seen that Scarlett Johansson can be a fantastic Black Widow, so I'm not worried about it or anything. But I just think the quality of actors that they've gotten for the supporting cast is exciting to me to see what they do with that, and get a little more backstory on the character, and before we move on from her, it's cool. I'm excited. I'm more excited for this than I was for Captain Marvel for sure.
Cool. All right. Fast 9 is the last movie of this this ranking for this part. I'm dropping a 3 on this one. I know, Corey. I know where you're going. So I will go see this on opening day. I've got enough friends that want to see it. I've already had my other friend say he wants to see this immediately. Corey, I knew, wants to see this immediately. I enjoy these movies because I know that they're like fun heist movies.
They're superhero movies.
Yeah, they're heist movies. And I enjoy that.
Things, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they do things that are not possible. So I guess if by that definition you are superhero. But The Rock's not in this one. I think I'd be more excited if he was in this with John Cena. I think it would be kind of fun to see that. But and I think I heard that Paul Walker's character is back in this movie.
Well, his wife is in this. I mean, the movie character's wife is in this, all the trailers and everything, and the marketing, and I think they got his brother to do some stand-in stuff probably. So
yeah, that's what I've heard. So we'll see what that is. So I'm interested. I'll give it a 3. Mike,
I'm giving it a 2. I don't really care about this franchise, but they're entertaining if I had to see it. So too.
Yeah, Corey.
I mean, this is this
It's not your
first.
7.
That's not my 7. I'm giving this a 5. I love these Fast and Furious movies. I think they're just so ridiculous and so like once they stopped taking themselves seriously and just like knew what they were and just went balls to walls and just like, yeah, let's just do this. Like we'll drive cars through skyscrapers and drop them out of airplanes and like, yeah, we'll just do all this stuff. Like it's not even about the cars anymore. That's why it's funny. It's just like I was saying, these people are superheroes now, essentially. There's no reason for them to be doing what they're doing. They were street racers, like, and now they're like these super like government agents. But it's just that's what makes it awesome. It's just stupid fun, and it's one of those movies that has a watchability factor. Jim.
Yeah. I mean that's just what it is. Tony.
Yeah, I'll give it a 2 just because like, just like Corey was describing, maybe just been it hasn't been for me because like it was just kind of like car stuff, but now it's on that end that Corey's talking about. I'm like, you know what? It was just dumb, stupid, like set pieces and explosions. Yes. Like I could get behind that. Like that's a niche that's not being filled by anything else right now. So we'll see. Maybe I can catch up to it by the time that this one releases.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to do that with all the movies, but like I said, they're not about the cars anymore. They're heist movies and over the top.
I don't even know. They're not really that like heisty movie. It's not like Ocean's 11. Like,
isn't this series done by Paramount? Right?
Yeah. No, it's Universal. It's Universal.
Oh, it's Universal.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Paramount.
Isn't in every movie? Aren't they?
Joe, but go ahead.
Aren't they in every movie stealing something, Corey?
They are not necessarily stealing stuff. They're either stopping people from stealing stuff or saving somebody.
Stopping the heist or doing the heist.
Right. But I mean, it's definitely stealing involved. But like when I think of a heist film, I think of like, the Italian Job.
It's like an Ocean's 11. It is like an Ocean's 11.
I mean, Fast 5 was absolutely that. But like, it's gone so far beyond this, Jim. Like the thing is, I would not want to like degrade the heist movie like genre because that's not what this is about. Like it has those elements, but you're like these are not that smart. These are stupid movies. Like I think of a heist movie, like you want to have a smart like Italian Job and
you want to have a nice little twist.
Those are cool things that are happening. Like it makes you think about it, like how they're gonna pull this off type of thing. And so this is just like we're just gonna blow shit up and things will happen. And
so you drag the safe behind your truck and then blow it up later. Yeah. Tony, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, I mentioned this before about G.I. Joe, but like it seems like this is the other franchise where like it just seems like they could have made easy bank if it's just like Fast and the Furious meets Transformers, right? Like what can you do to make the series take it to the next level? Have transforming cars, just be like, just go balls to the wall with the shit and like just explosions and you have Michael Bay do the special effects, just whatever, win.
Yeah.
But
all right, that's our movies list, guys. Next half is going to be fun. That's the summer stuff. You got Wonder Woman, Maverick, Free Guy, Ghostbusters, Tenet, Jungle Cruise, Morbius, and Bill and Ted. That's coming up. We're gonna rank those as we get into May. What's gonna be fun about this list, guys, is we're gonna be able to go in May to this list and say, oh, were we accurate with our hype ratings? I mean, do we feel like we got that satisfaction out of this list before we put things as we go through it? I think that'll be fun this time around rather than doing the whole thing and then having to go back and look at it. So look for that. Until then, we're going to do the games as well up to May. So tune into that game cast coming up. And like I said, we'll go more lists coming at you soon and more topics. So that's going to wrap up 484 of this podcast. So thanks for tuning in. You can write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. We appreciate it. Keep tuning in. Thank you. We're out.